Labour begins picketing of NERC Discos offices over electricity tariff hike. Northern governors commit to joint action for regional security. Economic hardship sparks concern among Nigerians, including youth corps members. And away from Nigeria, voting resumes with India-occupied Kashmir poised to oppose Modi. Hello and welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. Members of the organized labor have started picketing the offices of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, the NERC, and distribution companies, the Discos, premises nationwide over the hike in electricity tariff. The action of the workers follows a joint directive from the leadership of both the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, the TUC, at weekend to their members to picket these offices in protest of the tariff hike. Leading members of the labor unions in the protest at the headquarters of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission in Abuja this morning is the NLC President Joe Ajaero, with the workers asking for an immediate reversal in the hike of the electricity tariff.
So for 25 years, Nigeria has been on 4,000 and has been over 1,000% increase in tariff. And that's 4,000 megawatts. On daily basis, it goes down to 3,000, 2,000. But whether it is 2,000 in a month or 3,000 in a month, you pay the same thing. So Nigerians need help. And then the idea of saying that the private sector will develop Nigeria in the electricity sector has never happened. Ordinarily, the global index is that wherever you have 1 million people, you have 1,000 megawatts. Nigeria has over 200 million people with 4,000 megawatts. So what are we going to do that one? You can't develop a country economically with what is happening. And NEC is only interested in taxing Nigerians and increasing tariff from 4,000 megawatts that Lagos can take conveniently alone. Then I don't see why all this struggle up and down on tariff instead of how to improve power supply, power generation, and distribution.
The members of the organized Labour Congress on Monday morning shut down the headquarters of the Jos Electricity Distribution Company in Plateau State over electricity tariff hike. On Sunday night, the Labour Markets announced that they will shut down offices of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and distribution companies over the recent increase in electricity tariff. Ado Musa tells us more.
The members of the labor union arrived at the company as early as 6:30 a.m. following the directives of the national body of the union to shut down all the electricity discos in the country. Security operatives, including the police, DSS, and NCDC, were at the entrance of the company to prevent any breakdown of law and order. On arrival at the building, members of the union blocked the main gate of the company, hanging leaves on the gate to show their grievances. Their actions, however, left the staff of the company stranded outside the main building.
We came in, the union people just locked our gates that we can't enter. So the cause of everything is because of the increase in tariff. But the jet is not the problem, it's the neck. If they want to do any protest, let them go to the NEC, go to Ministry of Power, go to the office of the presidency, and do their the protest, than avoiding us entering inside the office.
Yeah, we feel very bad because we are essential service providers. If the staff are prevented from getting into their various offices, one, the revenue of the company, the meager resources we get, will dampen. Definitely it will nosedive. You understand? And secondly, there might not be supply. You understand? So instead of treating an open wound with GV or iodine, you are adding salt or pepper to an open wound.
The state chairman of the NLC, Eugene Manji, explains why they comply with the directive of the national body of the union.
The grievances is that, they increased the percentage to almost 300%, arbitrarily without discussing or in negotiation with the labor or with Nigerians or the masses of the country. Who can contend that 300% increase? The increase of electricity from 300, from 65 to almost how many kilowatts per naira? So when you look at the negative replicative effects on the economy, you can't contend it.
Comrade Naala Adamu, Zonal Organizing Secretary of the National Union of Electricity Employee in charge of the Northeast, also said they are in support of the NLC's call for the reversal of the electricity tariff.
Federal government who directed NAC to increase or to inflate or to hijack the electricity tariff should immediately reverse it because of the following. One, ordinary maize, masara, we are eating. When you take it to the grinding machine, if you have 10 measures, if you are paying, let's say 1,000, now it's going to be paid more than 1,000, maybe 5,000. Because an ordinary customer, a residential customer whom the management of JET is getting hard even to collect 10,000 from him after consuming more than 100,000 naira electricity. Now you are sending him 275,000 for him to pay. That means I should surrender my hamlet so that the company will pay me balance.
The spokesperson of the disco, Elijah Adekule, appeals to the labor union to allow some of their staff who are on essential services access into the building to ensure power supply is not cut off.
I'm still appealing to them to kindly allow our staff who are on essential services, especially those who are managing our energy, to be allowed to go. Those who are technical in case there are faults, which may result to accident, so that they'll be able to do what they are supposed to do.
The recent electricity tariff hike has witnessed a widespread condemnation across the country, with various stakeholders calling for the withdrawal of the hike. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
In the same vein, the Kogi State Chairman of Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Gabriel Amari, has said the increase in electricity tariffs by the federal government is a daylight robbery that should not be allowed to hold. Comrade Amari disclosed this on Monday when organized labor picketed the office of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, the AEDC, in Lokoja. He urged the government to reverse the electricity tariffs increase for the sake of already pauperized citizens of the country. He said the latest new electricity tariffs regime created impression that the present administration has no feeling for the suffering masses in the country. In Kwara State, the union members blocked the entrance of the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company in the state capital, Ilorin. Led by the state chairman of the NLC, gate of the company was locked and the staff were prevented from gaining access into their offices as early as 8 a.m. on Monday morning. The chairman of the NLC, Sahid Olayinka, said the hike in tariff has been having negative effects on the populace and asked the federal government to reverse it. Similarly, in Akure, the Ondo state capital, some members of the TUC shut the head office of the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, the BEDC. They gathered at the front of the company's office protesting the electricity tariff hike. Earlier, we had Trust TV's news reporter in Imo State, Ajibade Praise, joined us to give an update on the situation. Take a look.
As it is in Imo State, the organized labor are all out, trying their best to make sure what they want to achieve in the electricity sector is done appropriately. This morning, I was able to come across some of their activities as they went from office to office of the EEDC in the state, in their picketing activity. And I could see that most of these offices were actually being locked. It was done very early this morning. Most of the offices were locked. Staffs were actually asked to evacuate the place. And while that was ongoing, I was also able to solicit the consent of the
publicity secretary of the NLC in the state, who also doubles as the energy chairman in the state, talking about Comrade Nwangoma Ifeanyi, and he's here with me to also give detail of what transpired today. Comrade, can you tell us, you are actually live, can you tell us basically what was done today in Imo State as it concerned NLC as well as the electricity industry?
Thank you very much. Today, based on the directive of our national leadership, the organized level, which consists of Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, back picketing of EEDC and DISCO companies in the state. The essence is for them to reverse to the original tariff, because the organized labor called them that they increase cannot work, and they went ahead to implement the new tariff. So what we're doing is to tell them to revert back to the original, the last tariff, not the new one cannot work, because in Imo State, you can't EDC like what will happen is that EDC in Imo State is another level. When you pay for bill, we see light, and you have to increase the bill. So the organized labor in Imo State, led by a community NLC chairman, the Jewish chairman, Great, lead other members of the NLC and TUC. Whereas all EDC offices in Imo State, and as I'm talking to all of them, pick them, block, under lock and key.
Okay, so what you are saying in essence is that no activities in any of these offices.
There's no activity in any of these offices that was picketed. And we give an instruction. If by any mistake, any agent or staff of that company tampered with our key, they have the union, the organized labor union to contend with. We have to wait for further directive of our national security before any other thing can be taken or done. There is need, people are so. EDC is not doing anything. The tariff is unheard, and even civil servants and workers are the heat. So there's need for them to look at the service should have a human face. EDC and DISCO, they are not helping us. Let me tell you, in Imo State alone, Imo State is going to consume 120 megawatts. But when they want to buy, they go and buy 10 megawatts, and they will not sell silent light. So if you see like the next one would you see like. And when they buy it, they won't even to a fact that money are from the people. So that could be described as a fraudulent. It's fraudulent. What is Yahoo another area?
All right. Yes. Are you with us? Ajibade?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So all these concerns and worries of the labor union, is it echoed all through Imo State?
Are the concerns echoed all through Imo State?
Yes. Imo is one. All of us march through their offices from the headquarters, Douglas Road, World Bank, Port Harcourt Road, the Tiger Street, all. And we mobilize our members in all the local government to block all their local offices. As I'm talking to you, no office of EDC in Imo State and this go here for working.
On security matters, there was tension in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, on Sunday as rival cult groups clashed and caused panic among residents. The timely intervention of the men of the anti-cultism squad of the Osun State Police Command restored normalcy in the state capital. Hamid Oyegbade files in the report.
Armed with dangerous weapons, including guns, cutlasses, broken bottles, stones, the rival cult groups clashed at Baemu Junction in Osogbo on Sunday. This caused panic among residents of Isalearo, Station Road, Okeworu, Okepopo, and Ojoba areas of Osogbo, capital of Osun State. The cultists were fighting over the money they collected from someone who bought a property around Baemu Junction. Men of the anti-cultism squad of Osun State Police Command responded promptly to distress call by residents and restored peace in the area.
I think it is high time government declared a state of emergency on activities of thugs who move about with very, sophisticated arms and ammunitions. Like today, I was coming from the church and I saw police stationed everywhere around Baemu and Station Road. It was when I inquired, they told me that some hoodlums just wreaked havoc here, that they even clashed while trying to extort one of the land developers. I think it's high time security measure up to this menace.
It was during the process of sharing the money the group that collected the money did not want to release to the second group. That is what led to chaos, and they went away. By the time they came, they all came back to come and probably fight. They went to go and bring gun, cutlass, but we thank God for quick intervention of the police. If not for the quick action of the police, the community would have been turned into chaos.
The whole of Olaiya, Fagbuwesa, all of those Isaliaro are not safe anymore. When young guys move around their phone, they confiscate their phone if they can't give them money, or sometimes even go to shops and tax them for money they are not actually working for. And if you don't give them, you are in trouble. So government needs to up its game, particularly with the issue of these thugs, cultists, and what have you. You name them, they are all there around. Government know where they are. Police operatives know where they are. They should do their job and make the city safe for the people. The residents charged the state government to find solution to the problem of incessant clashes and attack by cultists and hoodlums in Osogbo and other parts of the state. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
As part of efforts to address the scourge of insecurity in northern Nigeria, the governor of Sokoto State, Ahmed Aliyu, has emphasized the collaborative efforts by northern governors to streamline commitments to ensure safety and security. The report.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu's trip to Dutse was not only to offer condolences to the Jigawa State governor, but also symbolized the shared commitment of Jigawa and Sokoto to mutual development. Reflecting on the proactive measures taken by northern governors, Governor Aliyu underscored their relentless dedication to working alongside the federal government to confront challenges of security, poverty, and inflation head-on.
It is not time for speeches. We are here for condolence. And we are here to strengthen the relationship that exists between Jigawa and Sokoto State. You may recall 7 months ago, he was in Sokoto State and he commissioned some of my projects.
In reciprocation, Governor Umar Namdi expressed gratitude for the solidarity shown by his Sokoto counterpart, recognizing the invaluable exchange of knowledge and experiences between the two states.
Your history, you are a principled person, very principled for that matter. Like you said, it's not a speech time, but people don't need to know who is Dr. Ahmed. He's one of the few people that let his position as a deputy governor on principle.
Accompanied by his wife Fatima Ahmed Aliyu, the Sokoto State governor's visits culminated in prayers for the departed, underscoring the unity and resilience of northern leadership in times of adversity.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, Maiduguri residents voice concern over soaring prices of house rent. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Labour begins picketing of NERC Discos offices over electricity tariff hike. And northern governors commit to joint action for regional security. Moving on to more stories, Nigerians across the country are voicing concerns over the economic downturn, which has led to increased hardship nationwide. Youth serving under the National Youth Service Corps are feeling the pinch, particularly those posted to states other than their state of origin for their mandatory one-year national service. In Gombe, Corps members expressed dissatisfaction with their monthly allowance of 33,000 naira, stating that it is insufficient to meet their demands. Hassan Kohli brings us more.
Many National Youth Service Corps members are facing significant challenges amid the rampant food inflation sweeping across the nation. One such individual is Ismail Muhammad from Plateau, currently serving in Gombe. Like many others, Ismail relies solely on his monthly allowance to sustain himself. He shares the difficulties he encounters in navigating daily life amidst the current economic climate.
We are facing challenges based on electricity because we don't have electricity for now, and the water that we are using in the town, they use electricity in order to pump our tanks and the rest. So due to this lack of electricity, we are facing more challenges on water. This Alawi cannot even take you for that staying for 1 month because you have to work to find food for yourself. So, and for now, every day that you went to the market, you will find the cost of the activities, cost of the commodities is very high. It's increasing day by day.
Youth Corps members like Abu Bakar are endeavoring to leverage their acquired skills to generate additional income. However, despite their efforts, they are facing challenges in achieving success.
There are some Said that the NYXC they used to conduct. But the problem that we are facing is that even if you get the skills, you understand in the camp, so if you come to Gombe, sincerely speaking, our people from Gombe, they are not patronizing our efforts. Like there are some people that they know how to fire phones, how to cook. Like there are so many women that they used to cook and they used to know how to cook very well. But our problem that our people from Gombe, if they will do some occasion, they don't used to bring this kind of things that our women can cook and get money.
Youth Corps members are appealing to the government and local communities for assistance in sustaining their livelihoods.
We know how to fare phones, we know how to teach, but sincerely speaking, they are not looking for core members to come and put hand or to have to have a hospitality with them that they will patronize, and core members they will get something that they will benefit.
Many Youth Corps members interviewed by Trust TV expressed the belief that only an increase in their monthly allowances will lead to an improvement in their standard of living in their assigned states. Hassan Lawan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Residents of Maiduguri have expressed frustration over the steep rise in house rent prices, attributing the phenomenon to inflation and fluctuations in the dollar exchange rate. Dealers of building materials corroborate these concerns, citing reduced patronage from both estate developers and individuals within the metropolis. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurutsi has more.
Maiduguri, a prominent city in Nigeria's northeast region, grapples with a surge in rent prices driven by escalating cost of construction materials in recent months. Mohammed Najib, a building materials supplier, highlights the drastic price increases. Blocks that once sold for 300 naira now command 500 naira, while roads exceed 3,000 naira and a bag of cement fetches 7,800 naira. Najib laments the downturn in business compared to previous years, attributing it to reduced demand from companies and estate developers due to the inflated prices of construction materials.
Even we business men, we are suffering due to the condition. So there is scarcity of customer and scarcity of products itself. Can say it is the positive agent of this condition that we found ourselves. I can say it is petroleum price and dollar exchange rate, because the more dollar exchange rate ascending to high, the more our product will increase the price. The lower the dollar rate exchange rate, the lower the price.
Fenti kuma na oil yanzu ana sayarwa ko litan 13,500, amma kwanaki baya bai kai haka ba, to yanzu kayakin yanzu.
A 4 liter of paint is 13,400 naira, while a bundle of zinc is 65,000 naira. Back then it was over 80,000 naira. The prices increased because of the high cost of gas. The construction companies rely on gas for production. I don't get patronized like before. Sometimes I hardly sell 5 bags of cement in a day. If the government can intervene by reducing tax, it will make goods much more affordable. Concerned residents of Maiduguri voiced their distress over the escalating house rents in the metropolis, emphasizing the urgent need for government intervention to address the affordability crisis. Things are expensive and we find it difficult to pay. I have a family with children. Before now, I pay 40,000 naira for rent, but now it's 80,000 naira. So you see, government needs to do something about the difficult situation we find ourselves in today.
Before, like 60, 70 to 80, but now it's 170. If you not pay it, ma just come out for the house. Even some glove wearing for house, if he scatter them, the landlord for the house, she's supposed to repair them, but she'll never repair. And now you go repair with your money. Put committee for any market to look the price of material, price of food, so that we are making the thing very low.
Amidst the current challenges, residents express optimism for an improved economy that would lead to a reduction in prices of goods and services, ultimately easing the burden of daily life. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Away from Nigeria, India's 6-week election resumed Monday, including in Kashmir, where voters are expected to show their discontent with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cancellation of their disputed territories' semi-autonomy and the security crackdown that followed. Modi remains popular across much of India, and his Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party is widely expected to win the poll when it concludes early next month. But his government's decision in 2019 to bring Kashmir under its direct rule and the subsequent clampdown have been deeply resented among the region's residents, who will be voting for the first time since the move. Kashmir has been divided between India and Pakistan since their independence in 1947. And with that, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.